Black people, I don't. Whew, black people have worked my nerves this week, and I love you. I swear I do, but I really do think it's really gonna come to a point where I'm gonna have to leave y'all. I'm gonna have to do a Tina Turner. I'm gonna have to go to Europe. I'm gonna have to forget about Nutbush. Get me a wig with some blonde streaks. Live by the terrain in the Mediterranean, and get an accent and forget about y'all because y'all have worked my nerves this week. I don't. Ooh. And it all started because of a step show. Who knew that a step show would bring all of this that has happened? So let's talk about it. White girls win the Sprite step off. I'm sure y'all have heard about it. If you haven't, Google it. You'll find it. Videos on YouTube also. I hear about it. I'm like, okay, they must have really, did something to won this show. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with it. I'm like, let them win that. I'm thinking it's like about $5,000 or something. So as I delve deeper into the story, I find out that not only did they win, but they won $100,000. $100,000 is not small change in this economy, people, especially with the way everything's going. So I'm like, well, damn, I'm gonna have to see these because I know they must have just brought they must have just brought it. They must have just I don't know. So I'm like looking, right? I'll go see the video. And let me say this. I thought they were good. I'm not saying they can't step. $100,000 worth? I don't agree with that. I'm going to talk about how I feel about it. Let me go ahead and say this. It's probably going to be some cussing and name calling in this video. It is what it is. I don't know how it's going to go, but let me go ahead and warn you now because I know a lot of y'all are really sensitive about certain things and you can't deal with it. So I'm warning you now so that you can go ahead and click, do whatever you're going to do. But I know most of y'all so nosy you can't even stop. You got to see what's going to happen and then talk about it later when you were warned, right? So let me say this. They were good. I'm not, like I said, I don't dare say they can't step. But $100,000 in this economy, and let me tell you what it brings to mind with me, even watching the reactions of the audience. And I'm going to talk about some other stuff too that has to do with all of this. And I want you to know, first of all, this has gone into more than being just about a step show. Because a lot of people want to trivialize it that way. Even though to me, stepping is like a sport and it's not a trivial thing. And it seems sometimes when we do something, especially if it has to do with some type of athletic ability or entertainment, it'll be, even among our own folks, we'll trivialize it like it's not a big deal. Like that's all it is. And that bothers me because if like I've said before, if black people were turning out a high percentage of doctors and lawyers, which we're turning out more than people think, even though folks don't want to think so, but whatever. Say we were all getting into the medical field and the and into law like we are. Is some people say we're getting into the rap, being rappers and entertainment. I'm so sure people would find something wrong with that. It'd be like, oh, that's all they want to be is a lawyer. That's all they want to be is a doctor. Because, whatever we do is somehow trivialized even among ourselves. So that kind of bothers me, too, that we're making it, some of us say, oh, it's just a step show. But it's about way more than that. It's about the fact that in this country, one thing you will always hear black folks say is we need to be more like white people, stick together. We need to be more like Asians, stick together. We need to be more like Latinos, stick together. But when we come up and bring up different feelings about this step show, we're being racist to white people. We're whining. But do know that with how this step show happened, if white folks had protested and were mad like we were, we would have said, some of us would have said, oh, them white folks gonna sit together. They weren't gonna have black folks come up in there and just stay. But when we do it, we're whining. We're sore losers. We're hating on white women, which is a whole oxymoron in itself, hating on white women. That's just me because I don't see anything that white women have to hate on. And that's nothing against white women. That's just as it is. They human just like black women. They female just like us. We all got coochies. We all got breasts. I don't even understand the purpose. Why would you hate on white women? That's not it at all. What it is that, to me, this country has put white women on this pedestal where things that we would get talked down for, they get put on a pedestal for. I noticed in this video at the end of their routine when they kind of, they dropped it like it was hot and rotated their little butts, and then they panned to the audience and there was a whole bunch of brothers that jumped up and were like, hey, oh, a booty shaking? But if we had done that, especially if the AKAs had done that, who came in at second place, if the AKAs had done that, it would have been, oh, I can't, that's so unladylike. Oh, they hoochies, skanks, and whores. Oh, that's all black women know how to do is shake their booty. But when some white girls do that, we're excited. And see, that to me is what this whole situation is about. For some reason with black folks, when white folks do something that has traditionally been something that is done in the black community, it thrills the hell out of some of us. We love it. We just feel like we have just finally reached that mountain peak. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. The white folks done come over. And to me, that is what this situation is about. So to me, it's more than just being about a step show. It's more than just being about, oh, they taking our stuff, whatever. It's about how we put white people, especially white women, on a pedestal for doing things that black women have traditionally done, or black folks have traditionally done, that we would have dogged them out for it and said, oh, that ain't nothing, whatever. But when white people do it, it's a big deal. And see, let me also say this. If you know step shows, because I attended an HBCU, I've stepped before. I know step shows. That, what you saw them do, had been done before. That was nothing new. Do understand that. So I need for you to either get your step game up as far as knowing what's going on at step shows. All of you people are like, oh, it was so creative and great. I've never seen anything like it before, because your ass probably has not gone to college or been on an HBCU campus. Let's just call it for what it is, because that has been done before. And that is the problem that I have with it. I do think the AKs were better. People say I'm biased. What the fuck ever. I don't really care. I'm standing by it. And the AKs did their own thing. Also, if you know stepping, what the Zetas did, who won, was a combination of everybody's stuff, which is an unwritten rule that's a no-no in stepping. It's just something you don't do. You would never see the AKAs doing what the Zetas do, the Zetas doing what the Deltas do, or the Deltas doing what the AKAs do, because you just don't do that. But then when the white girls do it, it's okay. They get a pat. I'm confused. I want to know why we always have to be the kumbaya race. What is that about? I don't understand that. I definitely know it's a double standard. Whatever. It's America. America has been a double standard. What? That's just the way it is. That's the game that's been played. There's so many people say black people need to learn how to play the game. Okay? When we try to play the game, we're wrong. But when other folks do it, well, they stick together. They got unity. But when we do it, we're whining. We're bitching. We're hating on white women. I'm confused. It's just so mind-boggling how black people are really under the Stockholm Syndrome. That's what it is. And you may want to Google that, look it up, whatever you need to do. I'm not about to go into it here. That's a whole nother video. Maybe some videos on it on YouTube. But I'm just like, who does that to their own people? Who berates their own people? But then when other folks do a certain thing, it's okay. It's just, I don't even know. I'm hit. I don't even, I just may just not be black anymore. I'm just going to be purple, because I can't deal with y'all sometimes. It's just becoming a whole lot that y'all aren't getting some of this stuff, and it's just amazing. I don't know. And I want to say that I do stand by my assessment that the AKAs should have won. I just do. I do also think that having judges that are in the entertainment field, Chili, Monica, and it was like a dancer and a choreographer and some more folks who really know nothing about stepping, people that most likely have not attended an HBCU, not that I know of. I don't think Chili attended one. I don't think Monica attended one. Just is what it is, who really don't know the history of it. I think you need to get real judges that come from HBCUs who know stepping, you know, that can who know the rules of stepping, what you do and what you don't do, and not going to give people a pass because they're white. It's just, I'm just amazed, really. And let me tell you something. How long did it take? Let me ask you a question. How long did it take us to get the Miss America title? I mean, we were entering the contest, but you know, how long did it take us to get it? Oh wow, we had entered some years before we got it. How long did it take us to get to be president of the United States? A while, right? And if you ask some folks, we still haven't gotten it. But, you know, that's a whole other conversation. But, you know, what I'm saying is, in this country, we have been able to enter so-called white events. And when I say white events, you know what I mean. Don't play yourself. Don't play me. Figure it out. You know what I mean. And while we could enter, it takes us years to get to win that. You know what I'm saying? Years. But as soon as we have a white group enter an event that's traditionally African American, we give them the prize on the first go. That we don't make them work for nothing. And do know, like I said before, I think the routine was good. I think they can step. But it was average to me. It was good, but it was good average. But when we do things in the so-called white arena, we've got to be 200% better. But they can be average, good average. I just don't understand that, black people. And yeah, I know what you're saying. If we want this and we got to be this way, and we want equality, then we need to give equality. What? And I understand that. I understand it. But I still know that it seems that it's always put in our lap to be the moral compass for the country, when we have to work so hard to do some things, and we'll give folks a pass and we wouldn't give ourselves a pass on certain things. And it's just not right. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking about how we do each other. So white folks, understand this. You really have nothing to do with this conversation. This is really not against you. I'm talking to black folks now, because I want us to understand that if we say we need to be like white people doing certain things, we need to have this so-called unity that everybody is talking about, which is really a farce for all races, but you know, that's what y'all want to believe in. Then understand where I'm coming from on this situation. Understand my argument about it and why I just think it was wrong that they won the contest. So many things play into this besides stepping. And to me, it is a big deal because it brings to the forefront of my mind a whole bunch of other things of black folks getting excited over seeing white girls doing a booty roll, doing a booty shake, jumping up, hollering like they ain't never seen that shit before. I don't even know people. I'm just confused about us right now, and I need to go take some time to be at peace with myself and figure out some things about black folks. See if I can head on over and get that Tina Turner wig and get an accent and just leave y'all. Because it's so confusing right now, I don't even know. But you know, at the end of the day, like I always say, I love you black people. I still do. I just may have to distance myself for a minute. Anyway, namaste. It was good talking to you. Take care.